Voices are
The wonders of multi-class racing joins the field for Motormouth Broadcasting this season, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Daytona International Raceway and for the High Point Racing IMSA Championship for round 1 of season 2 here tonight. I'm your commentator Hamish Bruno, joined by the great Big Jim Cunningham alongside, controlling the cameras, controlling how we see the field and giving some local flavour to it as well. Jim, this is going to be a big night of racing for us for the start of the season. Daytona International Speedway, as I mentioned. It's the start of the real-life IMSA Championship, and tonight it starts out for the High Point variant of it as well.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you. It's been a while since you and I worked together. We usually have a lot of fun. So anybody listening and watching along, you're probably in for some jokes and some treats along the way for sure. But yeah, we got a nice grid here. Looks like we're going to have over 40 or 40-plus cars. So nice turnout. Daytona, start of the season. You can't ask for anything better than that.
Couldn't ask for anything better. Could not ask for anything better, Jim. I mean, we're both big lovers of endurance racing, multi-class racing, sports car racing. The GTPs, the LMP2s, and the GTD cars will rocket around a magnificent calendar for this season. 10 rounds, in fact, of American circuits will come your way here on Motormouth Broadcasting. As we mentioned, we start tonight, June 19th, Daytona International International Speedway. Next week, we head out to Sebring International Raceway for round 2, of course, the home of the Sebring 12-hour. Then we head out to my favourite street circuit on the iRacing service, Long Beach Street Circuit, on July 3rd for round 3, which looks to be possibly a bit of clouds in the sky for that one there, Jim, so that might end up in some chaos. Laguna Seca for round 4 on July 10th, and the Detroit Street Circuit ends out the first half of the season. For the second half, we head over to Watkins Glen International for the end of July, and then we head into Road America for round 6, with Virginia International Raceway, round 7, Virginia International Raceway for round 8, Indianapolis Motor Speedway for round 9, on my birthday actually, Jim, so that'll be fun, and then Road Atlanta for the final round of the season.
Should I be warned about that? Is that going to be bad?
Well, it'll be the day after my birthday here in Australia, but you'll be celebrating my birthday the day before, so. But no, it's
worse.
It might be worse. I might have a hangover of some kind. Who knows?
Entirely possible.
But you know, it mimics and it matches the real life IMSA calendar, of course, to the best degree that we can in iRacing. Of course, we don't have the actual Detroit Street Circuit, which is now run by IMSA. We have the old Belle Isle Circuit, which is no longer in service. But as qualifying is underway for these drivers, and there's only a couple of moments left here in quali. The current standings for each class at the moment: Tim Keane leads the way at the top of the entire field as the fastest GTP car in the Porsche there. And then for the LMP2s, it is currently Dylan Ackley at the front of that field, of the number 4 entry, Dallara. And then at the front of the GTDs, it is the Acura driven by Cody Williams at this stage. So for qualifying, I mean, the times are close throughout these sections of field, and I have just noticed as well, Jim, someone's classified wrong, and it's Kenneth Cloden. He needs to be reclassified from GT3 to GTP, because I don't think there's going to be a GTD that does 135s, if I'm honest with you. So
that's awesome. Well, he's flying. That's what I'm talking about.
He's got some rocket fuel in that Ferrari. I don't think it's a 296, if I'm honest with you.
Man, he's cooking. All right.
He has properly turned it on for us. But 9 GTP cars, 8 LMP2s, and then 23 GTD cars will hit the surface here tonight at Daytona as well. 3 GT. Incredible night of racing, of course. There'll be a little bit of strategy involved, Jim, as well, of course, being an hour-long race here at Daytona, so it's going to be a good night. I mean, I'm a big fan of Daytona. I've won at Daytona in the Raw before the 24. I've attempted the 24-hour before, and it didn't really go in my favor in the 24-hour. I think I finished my best finish in the 24-hour is 7th in the GTD class, but
so you did say he was a GTP, right? not a
Yes.
LMP2.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Kenneth Cloden is a GTP. He is in the Ferrari GTP car.
All right, we got him up there now.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to find a couple of those. A lot of these guys registered themselves, and what they could have changed cars, like they registered a month ago and then decided to drive something else last minute.
They find a little bit of extra change in the pocket, and all of a sudden they can sway Ferrari to give them a GTP instead of a GT car. So, it happens. It happens with racing often enough. And as the checkered flag flies from Barney, we will get ready to head into race conditions here for Daytona. I think the big test tonight, Jim, for Daytona, as it often is, even whether it's in the Raw, whether it's in the 24, whether it's in even just a regular endurance official, it is going to be survive lap 1, survive turn 1, turn 4, turn 6, and then also the entry to the bowl, and then try and survive the bus stop as best you can. But you can only control your race so much. I think what it's going to be is you have to rely and have not just the patience within yourself, but hope your competitors have patience as well, because it could very easily be ruined by someone behind you who misses their braking marker by only a couple of feet or so, and then they end up in the back of your car.
Well, I'll tell you what popped up. I did a similar style race the other day from Daytona, and what surprised me was the coming out of the bus stop, guys were hitting the grass, and we are gridded up here, by the way. They were hitting that little grass patch and just wiping the car out, and that was a little different than I had seen it. It happened to like 5 guys,
Yeah, I mean, it's a big push to try and get as much lap time as you can, or try and build up your positions as best you can as well. But qualifying's been done and dusted, and they're going to line up exactly as follows. Tim Keane and Shelby Hoff will then start on the front row of the grid for the GTP class, with Adrian Puebla for P3 alongside Andrew Voigt. Adrian Lewis and Carlos Ruiz will then make up the top 6, with Kenneth Cloden, Gavin Scallis and David Dumont for the top 9. Those are the GTP cars in the field. We then get to our LMP2s being polled up by Dylan Ackley, the only car on the 5th row of the grid, with Nicholas Johnson, John Esparta in behind him. Jason Blaine, Arthur Ramirez will then make up the top 5 for the LMP2s, with Greg Stull, David Gallant and Chris Walford for the 8 LMP2 cars in the field. We then get to Cody Williams in P18, the leading GTD car in the Acura, with Daniel Pino and Kevin Ayers in behind him, Corey Surtiff and Tyshawn Green for the top 5 of the GTDs, with Travis Stevens, Gabriel Crozier, Adam Kiherty and Thomas Hidalgo, with Donald Powell, for the top 10 of the GTDs. Mike Needy and John Voigt then line up in behind, with Jose Valentin, Jared McKee and Ivan Hikueta for the top 15 GT cars, with John Weirick, Christopher Coy, Richard Newman, John Swan, Alex Armstrong, Edward Delano, Aaron Gomez and Trevor Thomas for the 40-car grid here at Daytona this evening. As I mentioned, 23 GTD cars, 8 LMP2s and 9 GTPs at the front of the field. It is going to be a tough test for these drivers tonight. There will be some gap left from each class to each other, starting of course with the GTPs right in behind the iRacing safety car that will drag them around. It'll then be the LMP2s that will start the race, and then the GTDs in behind them.
Well, so I didn't, that little link that you sent me earlier.
Yep.
I didn't use that.
Well, if you've had it in previously, Jim, you just need to replace the other link. You can keep the one that's already there and just replace the link.
Okay. That's what I'll do real quickly.
Yep. So the lights will go green for the GTP cars, who've got a nice little gap back to the LMP2s as they traverse the bowl as well. Safety car will pull in, and round 1 will get underway here at Daytona, as the Porsche iRacing safety car comes in, and the lead of the field gets given to Tim Keane. It's 5 lights, and Daytona and High Point Racing is underway for Season 2 as we enter down towards the braking zone of Turn 1. Hopefully the GTPs can survive the initial run around the circuit here, as they now run up towards turn 2 and 3. The LMP2s have made their start as well, and the GTDs are just coming up towards their start of the field too as they run round towards turn number 1. So all three classes have made a start. I've just noticed as well, Jim, there's been a couple of incidents further back, or in fact up the field, as Andrew Voigt has dropped to the back of the GTP field, and Arthur Ramirez has also had an issue in the LMP2 class. In fact, he has just been caught up by the GTDs as they enter in towards turn 4.
All right, you stick there, and I'm gonna take a look at that Voigt crash that happened earlier.
He's up at 4. Oh, he got into the back, or got caught into the back of by one of the other GTPs.
It's pretty common Daytona wreck right there.
Shelby Hoff, who had good pace at the beginning of the race, Jim, has now been dropped back to the back of the GTP field after having a mistake at the entry to the bowl. What's happened to him? Oh.
Got on the power a little too hard there.
He just caught an edge of the bowl and made it a bit more difficult for him.
Like,
battle for the lead.
Yeah, you stay there.
Going again.
Arthur Ramirez had a little incident. Let's go see what happened back there. Oh, boy, that's got a little hard on the power. I guess that's kind of a weird spot to get in there.
It's very interesting in
cold
the
tires, though,
LMP2. Yeah. Cold tires.
Yeah, that's all.
Cold tires. Such a big test for these prototype cars. I think as well the big test now is coming into this round 2, Jim, is the new tyre model that's on these GT cars now as well. It's been modified slightly coming into this season. Takes a lot more laps to get them heated up, and takes a lot more laps to get the grip into them as well. So the GT field, which is currently being led up by Daniel Pino, just ahead now of Cody Williams, it's going to take them a few laps to get up to full pace, and that could have definitely had a part to play in qualifying and where drivers ended up, because it's fine and dandy to do one lap and get your best pace out of it, but for the GTs, they would have had to have done almost a full qualifying run if they could, just to get the most amount of time out of their cars and get the most pace out of it as well.
Yeah, that's definitely been an issue since the update last week. People are still struggling with it, just like they did with the GTP cars. You and I were doing a GTP series at the time, and it took weeks for those guys to get those tires figured out, and they were all good drivers, Speaking of GTPs, though, we got the boss man here, Carlos Ruiz, is up front. For those of you that don't know, he runs the High Point Racing League. Oh, he was actually, is he dropping? That's weird. Okay, that was weird. Showed him in the lead. The timing sometimes Jim decides to play funny buggers with us. Well, Carlos wasn't in the lead, but I've given him plenty of TV time anyway, so he's the one that pays the bill. So we'll we'll give him his 10 minutes of fame there. But we will go take a look up at the front. Let's see, how far is Carlos back? He's not that far back. About 6 seconds or so. It's a long race, though. Plenty of time. Pit stops. There's all kinds of stuff coming up here.
Of course, Tim Keane currently leads the way. We're right on board and have the outside look at that car as well. The beautiful Porsche GTP car. I've said to you before, Jim, I'm a big fan of the Porsche.
You are indeed.
I don't like to claim myself as a Porsche Penske fan, but I do support Porsche and IMSA just based on the fact that Matt Campbell races for them.
Shocking.
And I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy up to this point, Jim, that they've favoured Felipe Nassa's car and not Matt Campbell's so far this season.
They have indeed. But but both cars have won, so.
They've finished. I think haven't they finished 1-2 in every single race thus far this season?
They reversed it for one of the races. Campbell's car won one. The other one has won.
I think it was Detroit that he won. He won at Detroit, but it was the first 3 rounds that went to NASA.
Yes.
For this current season of.
So we're going to pop back here real quick and take a look at your LMP2 leader. Should be, if I'm not mistaken, I clicked right as I clicked, the screen moved. Here we go. It's Dylan Ackley.
Yeah, for outside of or just in the United States. Well, majority of the drivers, of course, from the US. A couple of
Yes.
drivers outside the US. We've got a Spaniard out there. We've got a couple of Puerto Ricans. We've got a Mexican. We've got a Chilean. We've got a Canadian as well. So majority of the field made up of North and Central Americans, and then there's one European out there in Ivan Higueta in the GTD field, driving a Corvette, ironically. So when there's freedom, there's freedom.
That's right. It does. So Ackley's having a good little run here. He was his.
Oh, we got a caution.
Oh.
The safety car's been called. So the race leaders are now going to have to catch the iRacing safety car. So has someone had to request a tow here, Jim? I'm not sure. Yeah, yellow flag's been called. I'm not sure why. I'll have a bit of a suss on my end. I don't think it shouldn't show anything. There we go. So the yellow flag was called at this point, but this was already the car that was that I was on at the time. It might have been Alex Armstrong in the GTDs in the McLaren. Down into the bus stop. So what's happened to him down here?
I don't know. You know what?
All caught the curb and into the wall. He kept it rolling though. So I don't know.
I tell you what. Do me a favor, real quick. Just
yes.
Set your camera on static and see if you can hop into the main GTP voice chat and see if you can get some information out of Carlos about the what would cause the safety car to come out, because in our conversations with him, I honestly did not realize that there was a potential for safety car, and I'd like to know, just out of curiosity's sake, so we can pass it on, what brought the safety car out and what would maybe constitute.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Jim. Can't find him in any of the voice channels.
Yeah, he's up there. Oh, you might
I haven't got any voice channels.
Oh yeah, well I can't, and I can't jump out. I wonder if I don't want to drag him down though, not in the middle of the race.
No, it's fine. Well, what we can do is we can ask him post race, just to get clarification, or we can ask one of the podium finishers post race of what might have brought out the safety car here.
Yeah, well we'll definitely have him. We'll definitely have him in. After the race anyway. So. I just curious about that because, I wonder, I have not gathered the information I should have today on the fuel. I meant to go out and put some laps in and see where the pit window is on this deal. I wonder if they could potentially pit now under the safety car and be done for the race. I doubt it though. Just 10 minutes.
If it was, so I'm going to assume here, and I may assume incorrectly, but I'm going to assume that they've limited fuel because otherwise the GTs could make the distance.
Yeah, no, they definitely.
So whether they've limited it, so then the GTs also have to do 45 minutes, just like the GTP cars, would then say to me that you would go to 15 and then you can get home. If they've limited it to half fill, where you can only last half an hour, well, then we wouldn't see a pit stop for obviously another 20 minutes.
Right.
Let's do some digging.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I was trying to jump on their Discord real quick, and so here's another nice feature. I know that one of the drivers, his name is Edward Delano. I know he had a little off-track incident a minute ago, but I'm going to click on his car. He's got the number 666, so that ought to be its own level of fun. Oh, so we do have cars pitting. We do have cars pitting.
So they're coming in. Well, to be fair, Jim, I would say then that they may have only limited, if they have limited fuel, they may have only limited the GTDs so they can go as long as however long the GTPs can. But it's also a good thought of they're pitting because possibly they know that, I mean, free pit stop, you're under safety car. Safety car's probably going to last another lap or so. Get some free fuel in the car and then make up the time on the track. I mean, it's...
yeah. I'm pretty sure they're all limited, though. I'm going to find out here real quick. I gotta find the right place to go. But anyway, I wanted to bring up Edward's car real quick, because it's another feature we're going to be having this year, and it's actually it's going to be drivers who post their webcams. Oh, of course now.
I think his webcam is turned off.
Now it is.
So we got a heap of chats out there though already at this point of the show too. Of course, safety cars out there on track. Tesla Loser and Summer Pistorius are in the chat with us too, as well as Adam Fatilia as well. Rhiannon Infinity Misses is out there, who's my partner. Great to have you in the chat with us. Josh King,
tell her I said hello.
Witch.
She's my biggest fan. I like her.
She loves Big Jim. She loves Big Jim. So,
so
she loves seeing you out there, Jim, which is great to see.
Do we have any idea why that's happening?
I don't know. I don't know, Jim. Who? Oh, he might be out of the session possibly. So select somebody else.
No, I'm the whole.
Oh no, he's in the session.
My whole screen is blank.
Go replay and then go back to live. So find something to click on the replay and then go back to live. We've got D4 Power in the chat too. LH27 Racing. Aaron Lewis is out there with us as well. Jess in the chat too, giving the love to the 666 car.
Aaron Lewis.
Angels World too, and Trey Graber is out there with us too. No, mine's fine. No, mine's fine.
Interesting. I don't know if it was.
Oh well, that's fine.
What?
I suppose we're going to be staying on the double view the whole time then.
Why no?
The double view worked.
No, I'm good. Let's see. I was gonna test that real quick while we got a second. Just to see. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Here, we'll stick with this for a minute, and you can do the research. You do the research and see if you can figure out. If you go into their Discord, where he posts like the information or whatever notifications or whatever, it'll say on one of his posts about the limited amount of fuel. And I apologize to anybody watching this broadcast. I should have done that homework today, and I didn't. I was busy trying to get some of these other little features set up, like the picture-in-picture that we're using here. That is really cool. And then also we've got this feature here. That's Jason Blaine. That's we're actually featuring his webcam live. As you can see, he's laid back in the formula position. He's kicking it right now, and he's got a VR headset on there. Hamish and I are under the impression that he absolutely needs to put googly eyes on the. He
definitely does. It's not even a question.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
It's not a question.
It has to happen. Yeah, it has to happen. And so that way he'll have googly eyes on there for the rest of the season. So we're gonna put that request out, and any of you guys in chat that feel the same way, please comment on that, and we'll try to put some peer pressure on him, and get that to happen. That needs to happen.
So just to confirm, Jim. Oh no, it's wrong. That's fine. Let's see. Can I adjust this? Okay, so the max fuel for the GT cars is 62.4 litres.
Okay.
So I know that for certain because I joined in a GT car.
Oh, there you go.
And I just checked it in my setup options because I could not find the information in Discord. But they are limited on fuel, so they will need to pit at some point in this race. That makes me then think that the GTs can get to, I want to say, 40 minutes into the race. I believe they can get to at 60 odd litres, so should be a one stop.
Yeah, he actually might have taken that down since the recruitment stuff is kind of over.
Yeah.
But I know that there's limited fuel, and let's see. So we're riding on board here. We're watching the outside, but we're seeing Edward do his thing, which we're going to come back and revisit him later. We have 3 guys that are on camera tonight, but one of them seems to have turned off. But it's something we're going to do the rest of the season, and we'll increase the amount of people. We're just kind of testing it tonight because it's kind of all new technology for us, so we're checking that out. Now, I will give the boss credit. He did not pit, and he has worked his way up now to second, so he still hasn't gotten first place like I gave him credit for earlier, but he's closer. And that's a good looking car with his gold chrome.
It is good.
Livery. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very Hertz Team Joda-esque with the gold on that car.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go. Let's pop inside and see what his uniform looks like. Oh, look, he's even got a High Point Racing helmet on. Look.
Oh, look at that guy.
And he's got the High Point logo on his race suit. Man alive, he's all styled up in there.
And if you're gonna run it, you got to wear it.
Yeah, that's right. Look, he's got his little crown above his from the top of the logo, right above his visor there. So, all right, Carlos, we gave you your 10 minutes now. Do something.
Brendan Tyler in the chat too as well. Arguably the comments of the stream thus far. D Gallant drives so bad he flips himself off, and D Gallant gives Asian aunties road rage.
Oh, nice. Oh, this is good stuff.
Brendan. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. We love it when people hop into the chat with us, watch along with us as well.
Oh, yeah, that's what
we
makes
do
it.
also. Yeah, it's what makes it. It does. And we do also want to ask as well, whilst we're under caution, before we head back to green, and if you could please help support the stream by liking the stream, subscribing, and hitting the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing here on Motormouth Broadcasting. So many different series on the horizon here as well. 2 of them, in fact, from High Point Racing, of course, the IMSA series, as the GTPs are about to get back to green. And then also the the GT3 and GT4 series starting up next Wednesday as well, local time.
The GT Challenge. Yeah, it's going to be GT3 and GT4 cars. And I asked Carlos to give me some information to promote the league, and he said the grid is pretty much full. And I said, like, full? He goes, yeah, full. So if you're interested, you can get in a waiting list for that. And also this here, I think if people didn't show up for week 1 and they didn't notify, then they're going to lose their spot for the season. So it's entirely possible that there could be a couple of spots opening up here this week if you want to get involved in this fantastic action here.
We've also just seen as well that LH27 is Liam Habul, so thank you, Liam, for getting into the chat with us as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I've missed like 2 other chats from Brendan Tyler as well. D Gallant moves to the right to let slow vehicles pass, and a D Gallant signals during the race. Oh, he's in the GT4. Okay.
I wonder there's Gallant there, and actually quite a nice chrome purple livery there. I like that. With his High Point Racing wing on there. And he is...
it's good on the shark fin.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we're back to green. So one of the GTPs just then, I noticed Tim Keane, who was the race leader, remember, before we went to...
did he have trouble?
Before we went to pace car. I don't know if he had trouble or if he's missed the call for the green flag. Oh no, he's been off track. He did go off track, so... what has happened to Tim? Oh, yeah.
Did he get hit?
Oh,
no, there goes
no, he
David
didn't. He just missed it. So,
right, well, he's all right.
Cold tires on that car.
Now. They're warmed up now.
Definitely, at least on one half of the tire.
Right. His back tires are warmed up anyway.
And one thing I've just noticed as well, Jim, when we head back to live, Aaron Lewis, who pitted under the pace car, is back up to P3 at the moment as well. So he is on an absolute roll in that Porsche. He's just gotten past Gavin Scalise, and he's now chasing down Carlos Ruiz in P2. So Aaron Lewis is the effective leader of this race.
Yeah.
And, being that we're slightly unsure if he would need to pit again or not, if he does, he would still be the corrected leader because he's going to have a shorter stop than the other 2 cars ahead of him. If he doesn't need a stop, then he's still the corrected leader. So to go around the world and explaining it, Aaron Lewis will be leading this race after we get to pit stops, as long as he can keep it clean at this point in the race.
Right. Yeah, and again, apologize. We don't know for sure exactly how many laps they can go in these cars right now in fuel. So, it's entirely possible that he has to pit as well. The thing is, you won't see guys in these GTP cars taking tires unless they really damage them. Oh, he's got a good run on Carlos here. through the bus stop. Well, I'll tell you what, the bus stop was eating them up in that race I did the other day. Oh my goodness, it was spitting them out.
The bus stop, it chooses who makes it through. Yeah, I feel it is a bus stop, a bus ticket checker, as it's saying all of the LMP2s are out of the race. How many cars are you drawing, Jim? Because that's the only thing I can think of that is making the timing decide that LMP2s just do not exist anymore.
That's a good question. Let's do it this way and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Round goes. Sorry, Tim Keane has made up another spot. But Gavin Scalise has just gone round at turn 1 in the Ferrari. Yeah, so Scalise, who was on the back of Lewis and Ruiz. So Lewis made the move on Ruiz into turn 1, got the move done, but then Scalise was a bit shocked here by that blue Ferrari trying to come up the inside of him. He ran the wide line. Ruiz, he just pulled it up under brakes. Very lucky of, I believe it was, who was it that avoided him? It was Andrew Voigt in the Cadillac. Good to see a chatty out there.
Yeah, right. Which is interesting.
So the
Andretti is not involved in the Cadillac GTP program anymore. No, they pulled out, or they separated from what I can't think of the racing.
It's Team WRT.
Yes,
I believe is the what? Oh no, they run the BMWs now.
No, it's
Team WRT.
It's a guy's name I can't think of it.
Yeah.
My memory's terrible. But anyway, yeah, Andretti, interestingly enough, they're going to Formula One with Cadillac, but now they're not involved in the GTP program anymore. And that may be for resources. I don't know. Maybe so.
I would say it so they could probably afford to race in Formula One. I would argue there, Jim.
Or just the quality of engineers and whatnot that they need.
Yeah. I mean, Whelen Racing still runs a Cadillac in the LMDH class in WEC, and Hertz Team Jota still has the Cadillac as well. So there'll still be caddies out there, but they are dwindling at the moment.
Yeah, they're a little off the pace this year, for sure. But that's the good thing about iRacing. With the balance of power, in theory, they're, even when the Aston Martin Valkyrie comes out, in theory, it should be...
Oh, the Valkyrie... Jim, we know iRacing secrets. The Valkyrie is going to be the fastest car ever on iRacing based on the fact that they bulk them when they come out.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'll buy it. I don't care.
It's going to have a serious buff on it when it comes out. Same thing for the Lamborghini when it gets released as well. So
let's see, David Dumont's here with a little to do. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, David Dumont.
Oh, I can see this one
US
right
based
now.
driver. Yep, too much speed into the hairpin, runs it wide. Yep.
I get that. I do that one a lot.
Classic. It's a classic thing. It's a classic thing that happens.
Oh, yeah.
I have noticed as well, Jim, there is some battling happening amongst the GTD field at the moment. It is deep in the pack. Thomas Hidalgo, Edward Delano, and Adam Chiuati are battling away. Adam was dealing with some blinking issues just a moment ago.
That's Delano there. They've kind of separated a little bit. I missed that one a little bit. Sorry about that. That's okay. Something I'm working on is being able to see some of these battles down low. It happens. These big fields like that.
Yeah. Okay. So Liam is part of the IMSA series, running in the LMP2 class at this stage, but he's not racing tonight.
There's something weird going on with these cameras or something. My camera keeps going black, and then when I switch drivers, so I don't know if the viewers are seeing this or not. Are you seeing it?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay. So I would assume that the viewers are seeing it as well. That's interesting. I'll tell you what I might do real quick. I may change camera patch. Not the smoothest thing to do. May solve the problem.
It may solve the problem. I mean, it's live. It's live TV.
It
technical difficulties do arise. So we do appreciate everybody's patience and understanding of, you know, we're only a two-man team. We can only change it so easily, and we can only do our best to change it so easily as well. You know, and the only way that we can fix issues is by doing them as they arise. You know, we can't really create a scenario where the issue, you know, occurs, because you can't plan for it to happen. It just happens. So
it does indeed. So apologize for that, but let's see, maybe by doing that, changing to a different camera pack, we won't have that problem anymore.
Hopefully not. Hopefully it all stays smooth as butter from now on for us. 26 minutes into race 1, and or race 1 of the season. Lap 13 at this stage.
Whoa.
Adrian Puebla leads the way for the GTP field. Dylan Ackley leads for the LMP2. And then for the GTDs, Daniel Pino leads, the Chilean, out there as well.
Man, I tell you what, these two guys that are up front in the GT3, GTD category, that's well, everybody calls him Bootsy. I don't know.
I think so we've also got a so the chat from Liam Hubble. He's saying one of my family members is a racing driver. I'm going to assume that's Kenny Hubble, who races in the Mercedes-Benz GT car in the GT
nice.
World Challenge.
Well, that's cool.
Well, Brendan's just told us, Jim, that my search for Canadians from Edmonton is going to be successful in this series, because David Gallant is an Oilers fan.
Thank you. Oh, that's what I needed. There we go. Right off the bat.
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Brendan. Yes. You've saved me my search.
My Australian friend is absolutely obsessed with Canadians. I have no idea why, but he is.
No. That's specifically people from Edmonton.
Yes, it is Edmonton.
Fan, that's why.
So anyway, back to Daniel and Tashawn Green, or Bootsy as they call him. Both of those guys are fast, man. I've been in the league with them for a while. Man, they've really got some pace. It's going to be fun to watch them battle this year. It's both of them are lightning fast, you know. So the GTPs or the GT3s are going to be fun this season for sure.
Well, Cody Williams has got some good pace too, but unfortunately he's dropped back in the field, so I think he's probably just had some issues. So we'll have to watch him trying to make his way up. Kenneth Clodden, though, Jim, in the GTPs, has just had an off track at the hairpin, and he's still stuck there waiting for the traffic to come past. Oh, he just got doored, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He got body slammed.
And that was by Tim Keane, who was the race leader back before the pit stops. Came out of pit lane and now dropped back down the order.
Oh, he towed. No. Okay, that's really weird. I was waiting to see what happened. He's flying down the field, though. That's horrible. Yeah, it's tough, man. Especially, you know, I don't really know that was his fault per se. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's now dropped down below the leader of the LMP2 field in Dylan Ackley, as we sit with Travis Stevens in his battle at the moment with Sertoff and Gomez in behind him. This is all for P3.
A little further back here, we got some good action going on. Nice little, as they would say, a little gaggle of cars here.
Yeah, Ivan Higuerta in the Corvette, just ahead of Mike Canadian in behind Jose Valentin in this tight little battle pack. They've also now got a contest with the GTP of Carlos Ruiz, who's trying to make his way through, as David Gallant is into pit lane for his stop in this race. So he stopped at the halfway mark here, Jim. This makes me think that the LMP2s are going to need one more stop if they pitted under the safety car. But I have also just seen that Alex Armstrong is off the road and hard into the wall in the McLaren down at turn 6 too. So he is currently having to get that car going again here, Jim, as these drivers continue their battle in the GTD field.
Is he just left the pits.
Yeah.
He was on
cold tires.
Well, we
cold tires.
Cold tires. I wouldn't think he would have taken tires.
He was in there for a minute, Jim, so I'm going to assume he's taken tires. He's come out, put the foot down, tires, and it was only at turn 4, actually. It wasn't even turn 6. Cold tyres, this new tyre model still bringing difficulties to drivers out there. And he's just spun it again, actually, Jim. Now he's spun it at the exit of turn 4. So he is having a real struggle in the McLaren.
Yeah, that's that's brutal. I am kind of curious if he took tires or not, but it seemed like he did.
I'm going to assume he did if he pitted for a minute. I mean, you're in there for a minute, you may as well take tires.
For sure.
You know, at that point of the race.
All right, let's see. Some action going on. Past each other. This little battle right back here. These two were safe.
Yeah,
going at it.
Jared McKee and Nitty. Mike Nitty Jr. A bit of Mercedes action happening amongst the. You knew I wanted to say something different from Mercedes, Jim, but we're going to keep it as professional as possible.
I did. I knew it. I was waiting for it.
The other LMP
queued up for a
just to comment as well. The rest of the LMP2s are coming into pit lane. Dylan Ackley, John Esparza, Greg Stull, and Arthur Ramirez are into pit lane. Chris Walford has kept going. Of course, he pit on lap 5 amongst the field during the safety car. So what I would say is, he pitted for 21 seconds, Jim. The other cars are needing 26 seconds worth of fuel. I don't know if he would have been able to save enough to get home on the one stop, but he may be fuel saving at this point. If he is, he's got 20 seconds to play with in the gap back to Ackley. Could be a race win for him in the LMP2 class.
That would that's going to be an interesting strategy to follow to see if he's that close and if he possibly can save the fuel to get there. Again, I wish I'd have done a little more homework and had a better insight into that.
Liam's asking if we like his dad, Kenny Habul. I mean, it was good to see him win the Bathurst 12 hour when he won the Bathurst 12 hour, but I'm not necessarily not a fan of Kenny Habul. He's not my favorite driver in the field, but I have nothing against Kenny. He's a very good driver. And a good businessman as well. He's gotten himself a great opportunity to race GT cars. So
this is a battle here.
I think good on him
for the lead. But Aaron Lewis has already pitted, and I'm sorry. This is a battle for second and third. But of course, Aaron Lewis has pitted, and Shelby has not pitted behind him. Aaron Lewis is on quite a run. If his pit strategy. If he can make it from when he pitted, he's looking really good right now.
Andrew Voigt had a longer stop when he stopped under the pace car, Jim. He took about 21 seconds. I think he actually took tyres on that first stop under the safety car, where these guys only took fuel of Aaron Lewis and Tim Keane as well.
I mean, at that point, we were 8 minutes into the race, so I don't know that, or 10 minutes, I don't know that 10 minutes fresher tires are really going to make that much of a difference on these cars. Be interesting to see, but I don't think so.
Well, Lewis and Hoff in towards turn 1. Lewis has managed to hold position in the Porsche. Runs it wide on exit, though. We may see the BMW come up his inside now. But, I mean, if you're Lewis and it's this point of the race, is it worth defending? Because surely he knows that Hoff didn't pit, and he would get the position back anyway when they both come into pit lane to get home, because he's going to have a shorter pit stop to get to the checkered flag.
Yeah, you would think so, but, it's hard to say. Sometimes, you just got it in your head. You don't want to let somebody around you, And if he truly has to pit again, I could definitely see why he's defending, But if he doesn't have to pit again, then why bother? Just let him go.
Yeah, I mean, you let him go, tuck him behind him, and push on. You're the effective race leader. By battling, you're giving up time to Adrian Puebla, which was your time that you had as advantage before the stop. As Carlos Ruiz has come in, it's a 24-second stop, so I think we are almost certain going to see Aaron Lewis and Tim Keane come back through pit lane, but it will be a significantly shorter stop for them. Now, the question is, do they take tyres? Because they're only going to have to go 15 minutes longer, or 10 to 15 minutes longer than what would be a regular GTP stint, as Adrian Puebla is in at the 35-minute mark. So I think we're at the maximum of the fuel for the GTP cars.
I don't think they take tires. To be honest with you, cold tires on these cars at an hour race, I just don't think
you're going an extra 10 minutes. It's not even worth the tires, is it?
No, it's too much risk. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just too much risk because it could take you 2 laps out here to get these tires up to temperature, and the damage that you can cause in 2 laps trying to push out here right now is I wouldn't take them. And clearly, they did not. So that indicates that at least Pueblo's on the same thought process as us.
Yeah, well, so Lewis and Hoff have kept going. Now, of course, Hoff needs to stop to get home. I think Lewis also needs to stop too, because the max they're probably going to go is that possibly 40 minutes. I would say at a sheer maximum. If the race leader's pitting now, and he's ended up back in P5, 37 seconds off the lead, there will be time to lose for Lewis, but he could still get a net gain on him. The importance now for him at the front of the field, he needs to gain back up that 10 seconds that he had behind Puebla. So he needs to use this fuel to its max, then come in, fill up to the end, and then push on home. It's going to be a tight battle, though, between the Porsches to get this win.
Oh, absolutely. Let's try back here in the... tell you what, let's do. Let's go back to our picture-in-picture. That way we can maybe look at some different battles going on in the field. What do you say? Because this battle up here is pit stop strategy. So we'll pull that up now, and that way we can kind of take a look at multiple things going on here. Because, speaking of that, Huff just pitted. So
he did.
I'm going to follow him into the pits and see if.
So I would say that is the end of his pit stop strategy. Puebla should come out a good 10 seconds ahead of him, because they're both on the same strategy at this stage.
No tires. No tires for Huff.
No tires. Yep. Arthur Ramirez currently just getting past some of the GTD cars. Williams wants a move down the inside into the bus stop here on Adam Chieti. Gets the job done on the McLaren as they run through and onto the bowl once again here on the lower screen. So battles are coming thick and fast for the GTD class. It's still being led by Daniel Pino. He's got a good gap at the moment over Corey Surtiff of around about 12.2 seconds at the moment.
So
as
Huff got crushed in pit road.
Why did he get?
I mean, his times.
No. He's come out around about the same distance. He was behind Puebla.
Right. I thought he was closer to Puebla than that.
No. It was he actually gained about a second by going the extra lap.
Well, there you go.
So he gained roughly a second. He lost out to Cloden, who still needs to pit again. He only took a 4-second stop on lap 6, so he's been in issues. But he'll definitely need to get home again.
So he's about 9 seconds, 10 seconds behind Puebla right now.
Yeah, well, Puebla's just entered onto the bowl, and he's now only just coming out of the infield. So there's a good amount of time as the GTDs are in. Jose Valentin just exiting pit lane at the moment. Thomas Hidalgo and Ivan Hugueta are in the pit box at the moment. Jared McKee, Aaron Gomez, and Adam Chieti are coming out of pit lane as well. So actually, Chieti's just entered pit lane, sorry. So he's just coming out now. So tough little moments, though, for some drivers as Nitty and Williams continue on. So, I mean, we're getting a better view of this now, of understanding of where drivers are ending up and how the fuel strategy is going to be playing out for them as well. As Williams just gets past Nitty before the brake zone of the bus stop.
So Lewis, I would say then, is going to have to pit in the next 2 or 3 laps at the most.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's probably only got, well, he pitted on lap 5, so he could go an extra 5 laps compared to Hoff, for example. So,
well, he ought to take advantage of the super light car right now and warm tires, and just absolutely put down some heaters if he can. And
try and set some ridiculous laps, build the gap, not only back to Keane but back to Puebla, who's probably his closest battle at the moment on track. Now he's going to get natural gain in the pits when he comes in, because he's going to take that shorter stop. And the question then becomes, does he take tires? Well, he's not taking 20 seconds worth of fuel because he doesn't need to.
No, he won't.
So it's not worth taking tires. Yeah, no, he'll stay on this set. And he'll
these
just push
cars,
on.
and Daytona is not brutal on tires. I mean, it's not the best or anything, but I
Well,
think that
it's definitely not Sebring. I mean,
no, it's not Sebring.
Sebring, they're
But
probably going to take tires as well.
but an
So,
hour,
um,
just the risk of cold tires, it's really not worth it. You know, I would love to see. Well, and speaking of that, so here at Motormouth Broadcasting, we just partnered up with Digital Race Engineer, which is a software.
I was going to ask you about that,
Yeah.
Jim.
So
Talk us through it.
yeah, well, it's a software that's similar to Crew Chief in some ways, but not really. It's pretty much like Crew Chief on steroids. It does anything and everything Crew Chief does, plus mountains more. One of the first things that I love about it, I've been using it for over a year, and you can completely and totally control your car through voice commands. You literally don't have to push a button. You can navigate your black boxes all by voice command, and so you can literally set it up to do everything. From brake bias up, brake bias down, roll bar or anti-roll bar up, anti-roll bar down, wing, whatever. You can make any adjustments on the car. Its fuel estimator is right on the money. I mean, it's fantastic. And one of the advanced features that it has, so that they have a free version that does everything Crew Chief does plus some. And then they have a version that is a paid version. And they were gracious enough to donate a 1-year paid version as a random draw prize for the league this year. But actually, all the leagues that we broadcast, they're doing that for. But the paid version has things like, it has a tire wear estimator, and it will literally hit it right on the mark. There's something to do with the information that iRacing doesn't send, so that way you can't know what your tires are doing while you're in the race. It has a way of working around that and getting an estimation that is always, like, I've never seen it more than a percentage or two off. So you can ask it what your tire wear is middle of the race. So in this situation here, you could ask it to estimate your tire wear, and it'll tell you, hey, you're at 75%. And then you make the decision, do I want to change tires or do I want to stick it out with these, they're at 75%. And it has so many other features. I can't even begin to get. I could talk through the rest of this race and not cover all of them. There's a link in the description of the video for this. Go check it out. It's free. You can sign up, just like, and put the free service on your car. Check it out. See what you think of it. And if you want to move into some of the advanced stuff, that link will also give you a 10% discount if you sign up or anything, but no obligation at all. Just go check it out. Check the free stuff out. Great software. Unbelievable. So I'm done. You can wake up now from your nap.
While she was saying that, my dad called me. I just need to step away for 2 minutes. He just needs me to do something. I'll be very, very quick. I'll be back.
No worries. All right, so let's see. I've been following Lewis, who now has pitted. He was on a 21-second pit stop and coming out now. So typically his pit stop was 3 to 4 seconds faster than the other guys. So let's see. He's going to slot out in second place. It looks like, yeah, he's slotting out in second place, and he's going to be about 5.5 seconds behind the leader here with fuel to make it to the end. So that's going to be interesting. And third place is Tim Keene right now, and he is about 8 seconds back, almost 9. So Aaron and Adrian up there in the front are going to see if they can shake their little battle out. Let's go down here and check on. Let's pull up the group. Yeah, let's go check on our LMP2 leader, Dylan Ackley. He's been pretty much leading most of the race. Every time I've looked, he's been in the front, and he's got a pretty nice gap in behind him. He is out there pretty comfortable. Drop back here to Pino. in the GT3s. He also has a big lead. They have spread it out here. 23 seconds. Man, yeah. Green is still running in second. And what's funny is Green had a significantly faster stop than Pino, but obviously didn't help him in closing up that gap. I'm curious now to see if Green's got enough fuel to make it to the end of the race, because he seems to have taken the shortest pit stop by a long shot. So either he might be using Digital Race Engineer and he might have nailed that pit stop, or he might need to be, because if he runs up short of fuel, we'll see how that turns out for him. But yeah, that's quite interesting. Man, Pino is flying. That guy's so fast. Back up here, check on our first and second place cars, see if that gap is closing down any. Yeah, a little bit, not much. Oh. Pueblo's caught behind a GT3 car here. Any little hold-ups like that, see that right there just cost him a full second. Just where you catch that traffic, that GT3 or LMP2 traffic makes a big difference right there. It cost him a second to Aaron Lewis. Sitting here reading up in the chat.
Sorry about that, Jim.
No, you're good.
We're getting concrete put in. Someone spilled some on the garage door, so he needed me to open it for him.
Well, yeah, I was sitting here looking at, just following. I was looking at Puebla here, and he got behind a GT3 car, caught him at the wrong place, and he lost a second to Aaron Lewis right there, just like that. And then I went back and looked over our...
Lewis took tires.
Did he?
Yeah, he took a 21-second stop.
Oh?
He took tires.
So, here, let's see something. I'm going to try a new feature. If I could spell, I would even be more dangerous. Okay, so... Real quick, you stay where you're at, do your thing.
Yep.
This is Lewis when he pitted. I'm going to see if he did take tires, because I would be shocked that he took tires. I really would be. He did not.
Oh.
He did not take tires.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to check it from that. No, he's definitely not off the ground. No, he did not take tires. So
did he overfill?
He must have.
Because he took 8 seconds worth of fuel before. He didn't need that much. Tim Keen only took a 19-second stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that kind of kills the whole strategy that you were working on.
Well, I mean, he's 5 seconds behind. He could catch him before the end of the race. I mean, we've got 12 minutes left to go.
Yeah, no, he can, for sure.
He can definitely catch them. The person who's not catching the car ahead, though, is Mike Nitty. Jose Valentin has just gained a little bit of time on him. We did also get confirmation from Summer in the chat of how we pronounce Arthur's name in the LMP2 class. It's Arthur Ramirez. So thank you, Arthur Ramirez.
Not Ramirez. Yep. It's Ramirez.
No, Ramirez. So thank you, Summer,
for
confirming that with us.
I would like to apologize to Arthur from now and the next 10 races, because I am the world's worst at butchering names. So,
well, it's somebody who says the word all, Jim. I mean,
oil?
I think there needs all.
Yeah, the stuff they put in the cars. You mean oil?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Texas. You know, wouldn't you think we'd be the ones saying it right since we produce it?
You would think so, but
right.
apparently not.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm not from Texas, so I just live there now. Oh, let's see what happened with Edward. He had his track cam on earlier,
Edward,
so I'm gonna
yeah,
see if
Edward Delano. So he was on the edge of the circuit when he was passed up by a couple of GT cars,
there
and
goes
then
that camera thing again.
yeah. Oh, I know what it is.
What?
It's showing his camera.
Oh, full screen.
Yeah, I know why. Hang on, let's have a look at this. There we go.
Oh,
It just fixed the issue. It was selected on full screen.
good job.
Oh, there we go.
On
That
your
fixed
end,
it.
it was selected on full screen.
Yeah, I don't know if I selected it or if you selected it, but we figured it out and we fixed it.
Did we? Okay. Well, I'll take
Yeah.
that. Yeah. At this point, yeah, just leave them. We'll just leave them all on this, you know, for now. 'Cause
Yeah.
His isn't working
We are-
anyway, so we can turn his off
Yeah.
actually because his isn't working.
Yeah. We are doing Sebring. We're doing the whole season.
Yeah, the
so
whole season.
get ready for racing, banter.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully not every week is me having to run away for 2 minutes to go and hand my dad some keys. So
Well-
when we head back to life though,
So I'll tell you what will happen though is that sometimes Hamish loses his internet because they have dingoes out there where he lives, and the dingoes chew on his satellite cable line, and we lose him sometimes. That has happened before.
that was not when I was at home, Jim. That was when I was away,
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
where the internet was not as good as at home.
yeah,
I will say that.
So this is Richard Newman here. I think I got a feeling what's about to happen here. Just here, seems like maybe a typical turn one accident. No, he just ran a little
Oh
wide.
no, he ran a little wide, across the grass.
He held on to it pretty good there. That could have went a whole lot worse than it did.
Well, we'll see how you go, Chase. We'll see how you go out there with us.
So yeah, we're not only doing the entire season of this. There's back to Jason again. Let's go back up here to the front for a minute. And yeah, we're doing the whole season of this, and we're also doing a whole season of the Wednesday night IMSA GT. I mean the GT Challenge.
The GT Challenge.
Yep, which is GT3 and GT4 cars.
Yep.
Different
To
scheduling.
save us getting confused, probably just going to call them the GTDs and the GSXs since
Well,
it's
see,
pretty much all stuff. So.
I know. I don't use GTD. I'm old school. You know.
Yeah,
I
but
can't help it.
to be, I'm very pedantic though, and I saw someone doing a video on Le Mans talking about the cars that are in Le Mans this year, and they said GTE, and I'm just like, no, GTE is not the same. It is GT3 cars that are there.
Yeah,
GTEs are different.
That's different. Okay, a GT3 and a GTD are the same car. A GTE
Yes, they are.
is a completely different car. It's got different. You know, it doesn't have ABS for one thing. I mean, it's a different car. It's a different class of car. That's different. You know, what confuses me is why IMSA decided to go with GTD and GTD Pro. That just seems a little strange to me.
Well, they couldn't do GTP because GTP is the prototype class.
Right. So they could have just.
They have the Pro and the Pro-Am class, which is the GTD.
So the
is the Pro-Am, and then the Pro class is
GTD,
the GTD Pro.
GTD Pro and GTD are the exact same cars. Just
Same cars, but different class
skill.
of driver.
Okay, all right, different skill set
Yeah.
of drivers. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the GTD class is Pro-Am, so it's like, I'm pretty sure they have to have one bronze level driver in the
Right.
car or something
Yeah,
like that.
bronze
Where the
and
pro
silver or
cars are
something
all
like that,
the pro cars are all gold or gold and silver.
Oh, okay.
I'm fairly certain.
Well, I'm trying to find us some decent battles on track right now. We've kind of got a lot of stuff spread out, but
Well, I mean, this is the
yeah, no,
this
it's
is the
that time
beauty
the race.
of this kind of racing. You know, 5 minutes to go. It's a long race. It's this is a circuit and a type of racing where your race strategy makes or breaks your race and where you end up. Dealing with the traffic also makes or breaks where you end up as well. You get caught up in traffic during the race, that then obviously loses you time. Dealing with the slower class of cars at the GTs or the LMP2s if you're in the GTP class. And it's all time. It gives up time. So it's it's a tough thing. But I have noticed that Lewis has actually dropped 5 seconds to Adrian Pueblo in P1.
Yeah,
so
Pueblo's pulling away for sure. Pablo's on a nice run. That
He's
strategy
doing
worked
very,
out well
very
for him.
well.
Yeah, it's interesting. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened with Lewis had he taken tires, since he took enough time to take tires. Or it would have been interesting to see if he would have cut his pit stop by another 5 seconds, what would have happened. But that's, I guess at this point, we're just speculating. But as far as all of our class leaders, they've all got pretty big gaps. I mean, looking back here at first place in the LMP2s and 8th place overall, Dylan Ackley is he's got a 40 second lead. I mean, that's a half a lap, almost anyway. And, in fact, to prove that, where second place is right here. That's weird. Never mind. The timing of scoring just cut the gap to 18 seconds. That's really, this scoring is quite interesting. But of course, David Gallant, we got some insight into him earlier. If you are curious, you can go back and read we still got more going on up there. Look, there it is. David Gallant independently created, developed, and implemented all of the laws and rules of the road for each Canadian province. He did a fantastic job with it. However, since the moment he completed
project, he was never hit. He has never adhered to any of the rules/laws he created. Not a single one, ever. Not even once.
Who is that person that is doing all that commenting?
Brennan Tyler.
That is hilarious.
I'm going to assume it is David Gallant's teammate or friend of some kind.
Yes. Well, so tell us who you are, and tell us if you're racing in this series later in the year, or if you're doing the GT Challenge. Just out of curiosity, because I'm sure that at some point in time, David's going to come back and get you back for all of these if he has the opportunity. Especially if he goes.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will. Reads these comments for sure.
So we only have a few moments to go now in this race. The race leader, Adrian Puebla, is currently running through the bus stop. They're running 1 minute 34 lap times, so it should be 3 laps to go when he crosses the line. We are going to go slightly over the 1 hour mark because of the fact that he'll cross the line before the hour is up to start his final lap. So we should be getting 35 laps of Daytona. We likely lost a lap or two thanks to the safety car.
For sure.
So should have gone probably 37 laps of this circuit without that safety car out there. But you know what? It's refreshing, Jim, to have an IMSA series where they may not have live race control, but they can still have safety cars.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
I agree with that, by the way. I'm curious to see what Carlos. I'd like to hear the explanation. I'd like to know why that came out to start with, and then kind of what the parameters are for one coming out in the future. It caught me completely off guard when you said there's a caution, safety car. I was like, what? Had no idea. So
they have random safety cars.
Yeah, that'll mix it up a little bit. So let's pop through here real quick and take a look at all of our class leaders. Give them a little bit of TV time as they. Man, I know you're on that's the leader's car you got there from that camera. That paint scheme he's got going on is fantastic.
It's spectacular. Absolutely spectacular.
I love it. I love loud, colorful paint schemes. By the way, Daniel Pino is 13th overall in the GT3 car. That's attrition, natural attrition, staying clean. Staying amongst it. I mean, it is an incredible effort from Daniel to be at this point of the race, P13 overall. Yeah.
As a GT driver, I mean, it is exceptional stuff from Daniel. 28.8 seconds ahead of P2 in Tyshawn Green.
His fastest lap is.
He's 4 seconds slower than the next car on track, which is the LMP2 of Arthur Ramirez.
Right. Yeah,
Like it is ridiculous.
He is so fast, man. I watched him at the 24 hours at Nürburgring. I was hanging out. I was sitting there doing some stuff on my computer, so I pulled up their feed from the race. Oh, let's see if I can appear in the front here.
To be fair to Daniel, I mean, and to the other cars in the same class as him, Cody Williams and Corey Surtiff are on pace with him, but they've obviously been caught up in some incidents, or they've been caught up in the field dropping back, and then they've now had to fight their way forward. Now, of course, these guys are teammates, so they're probably going to start working together. They might have a nice little tussle between themselves towards the end of the race, and I do have to give them a shout out for this. I love it when GT drivers I love the difference of how do you tell who's a GT pro and who's a GT, just a regular GT driver if they've separated them. The pro drivers have yellow headlights, and I think that just looks really cool on these cars, having the yellow headlights.
I agree.
So, props for them.
This is the, should be it right here, checkered flag.
As he comes up through the line, Adrian Puebla has taken the race win.
Oh, there was a little drag race right there. Oh,
little drag race.
That was for position.
Tim Keane just got past Aaron Lewis, Andrew Voigt for P4.
Wow.
Carlos Ruiz comes home in P5. Kenneth Clodden and Gavin Scalise come home in P6 and 7. Back with our LMP2 leader. He runs up towards the bus stop. Oh, I'll tell you what, those last 3 laps flew by ridiculously quick, I'll be honest with you, Jim.
They did.
Oh, it absolutely flew by as the LMP2 leader, Dylan Ackley, 23.7 seconds ahead of David Gallant in P2, who is Brendan Tyler's favourite driver in the field.
Yes, apparently.
Ackley will come up towards the line. He will take the win for LMP2, and Daniel Pino will get past on the line as the race winner for the GT class. So that's pretty cool. They get a photo finish of the two lower class leaders.
All right, so
crossing the line
that
together.
little second place thing that happened there, I'm going to go back and see if I've got that. Let's see right here.
Well, if you click on to Tim Keane, did you just click? Yeah, this should be it.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is so close. Oh my god, he had to go onto the apron to get it past.
Oh man, I gotta see that again. That is so cool. All right, let's see. I'm gonna change the angle this time. Maybe this angle. Man. Let's see. I want the right angle on that. Look at that, would you? That was fantastic.
As tight as it gets.
Wow.
As tight as it can get for them. We've got 2 of our podium finishes. We've got Daniel Pino, the GTD winner, in the waiting room as well. So I'm going to assume, Jim, is it that we talk to the GTD and the LMP2 winner and then the podium of the GTP class, or is it everyone?
It was supposed to be first place in every class. If one of the first places doesn't show up because it's kind of a new thing, they may not know where to go or whatever, we'll catch for the first race. We'll catch whatever. We'll have some fun, then we'll straighten it out after this week. All right.
Well, let's find some.
Well, Pueblo's in there, so
find a random lap, Jim. Maybe.
Yeah, I got you.
If you find a random moment on track and then select one of the drivers, we can go into the quarter speed, and then we can have a chat to them. So find the driver.
There you go.
We'll start with Daniel because he won the GT class, and we'll make our way up towards the GTP winner. So we'll start off with Daniel Pino, and we'll have a quick chat to him. Congratulations, P1 for the GTD class here this evening. You got passed on the line by the LMP2 winner in Dylan Ackley. But talk us through this. Daytona, one of the homes of sports car racing in the US, and you take the win by a little under 30 seconds to your next closest competitor. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. It was an honor to be here. I think we got a 1-2 hype on racing, so happy.
Yes, you did. Yes, Bootsy was right there behind you. Well, he's a few seconds back, but yeah, Bootsy was right there. So yes, first or second for High Point. Yeah,
Let's go.
Carlos dropped the ball though. He finished 5th, but I'm just.
Yeah, I think the inflection point was after the yellow. The tires are cold again,
Yeah.
and I think the P2 in that moment that was Cody, he spun for the cold tires before the Autobus. So yeah, that Mercedes is way bad in cold tires, but after lap 1, we are working. So happy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, it was an incredible race for you, Daniel, and you start off the season strong by taking obviously the first race win of the season for your class as well. Sebring next week, a tough circuit, of course, the home of the 12-hour. Are you feeling confident going into that race now that you've taken the first win of the season?
Yes, sir. We won Sebring with the team in the 12 hours, so that is my favorite track.
Oh.
We keep going the momentum because we got too much faster guys. I just got lag in the cold tire, but there is a lot of faster guys. So let's go.
Oh, it was a fantastic effort from you, Daniel. Let us know who helps get you out on track. Anyone you wish to give a shout out to as well. And from myself, Jim, and anyone who may be watching out there, congratulations on your race win in the GT class.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So that was Daniel. Yeah, that is a high point, first and second. I forgot.
I was hoping he had someone to shout out, Jim, because I was going to do the old F1 trick of when he shouted them out in English, I was going to tell him to do it in his native language as well as Spanish. But he left, so it's like...
Is he Spanish?
Well, he's Chilean, but he would speak Spanish. So
would he? Okay. It wouldn't be Portuguese?
Yeah, no, they speak Spanish in Chile, okay. Jim.
All right.
The only country in South America that speaks Portuguese is Brazil.
Oh.
Everyone else speaks Spanish.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Next up, we have the
I'm not as well traveled as you.
I don't travel. I just know things.
Oh, well, I know things, and well, never mind. That's for another day. Go ahead. Who we bringing in?
Next
LMP2?
up, we have Dylan Ackley, the winner of LMP2 here this evening. Dylan, congratulations, race winner of the LMP2 class. You got us a very nice photo finish across the line when you crossed the line at the same time as the GT race winner, Daniel Pino. But talk us through that one, dealing with traffic of not only being passed by the GTPs, but having to traverse the GT traffic as well. A tough circuit for racing, especially in this middle class of LMP2. A couple of drivers getting knocked off through to attrition, but you managed to survive to the end. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks so much. It was definitely tough managing both classes, a faster class and a slower class. You definitely have to look in the mirrors a lot,
Now I've raced at I've raced here before in the LMP2 class, and it's a tough class to race here in. As I said, dealing with that traffic. What was it like dealing with strategy as well on that front of deciding when it was going to be best to pit, so then you didn't end up back in the traffic and having to deal with the slower class of the GTs when your competitors are at such a high level of competitiveness in behind you?
No, yeah. The first pit stop, I tried to extend as much as possible after the safety car because I didn't pit during the safety car, of course. I'll be honest, the second pit stop, I got a little lucky. I meant to pit a lap earlier, but I missed the pit lane. So, something to take for next time,
Well, Dylan, it was an incredible race for you. Sebring next week. I think a little bit tougher in terms of obviously dealing with traffic. You don't have much of a wide berth to try and get past it, or to let traffic past you. What do you think is going to be the biggest factor next week at Sebring of what you may need to deal with in the LMP2 car, and then what the GT and the GTP field are going to have to deal with as well, either when they're being passed by the faster traffic or when they're passing slower traffic out there?
No, yeah, Sebring's definitely going to be a tough one. I kind of prefer Sebring as a track overall compared to Daytona, but traffic is definitely much more challenging. I think definitely more patience is going to be needed. for both passing and letting GTPs by, because sometimes they're just slower on the apex, But yeah.
Well, it was an incredible run from you here tonight in a fantastic race at Daytona. You lead the LMP2 Championship going into round 2 next week, so hopefully continue this run of form. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, Dylan, any sponsors, any friends or family who may be watching. For myself and Jim and Motormouth Broadcasting, congratulations on your race win here for the LMP2 class at Daytona.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. Just thanks to everybody watching, I guess.
No worries, Dylan. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Next up, we have our race winner here this evening for the GTP class and overall. It is Adrian Puebla of Mexico. Adrian, congratulations. Race winner here tonight in the GTP class. You didn't pit under the safety car. You decided to stay out there, take the track position. Did the one-stop strategy in the end to come home P1. Talk us through that race for yourself, because it seemed to be that, we thought maybe Aaron was going to chase you down in the end, but then you managed to get past him again during the pit stop. What was it like for you, especially dealing with this traffic and trying to maintain the gap that you had back to P2 and P3?
But, I feel like traffic management is what really helped me get this win today, because I'll be honest, I had a couple moments where I was kind of raging, I'll be honest with you, but at the same time I was sort of dealing with it. But of course, having the good traffic management's obviously having a good skill, and for sure I definitely had that in this race. And then also the pace was there as well, even through the traffic. Just hitting my marks consistently was really the key to my victory today, honestly.
Well, I wanted to comment real quick, just because you said that you were very honest about your, about how the traffic really frustrated you at times today, and given that, I'm curious about what next week's going to bring for you. Sebring is going to be a much tougher track when it comes to traffic. It's a lot tighter in a lot of spots. Traffic's going to be, obviously much worse, and not to mention the roughness of the track. Especially in these prototype cars, the suspension is so stiff on them. It's it jars you around pretty good. What do you think? What do you think Sebring's going to be like if Daytona was that rough with traffic?
I mean, just like you said, Daytona was already pretty bad with traffic, especially because it's kind of a shared feeling, a common theme really between all the GTP drivers, because it wasn't just me struggling with traffic. It was mostly all the GTP drivers, so I'd imagine it's going to be a lot worse with, like you said, the stiffer suspension, the bumpier track surface. So it's going to be a lot tougher, I'll be honest, but for sure I'll be able to manage it 100%.
That's really key to winning these races and running up front is the ability to just to adapt and deal with the traffic. I kind of jumped in and took over for Hamish, so I'll let him finish now.
That's fine, Jim. Adrian, it was a fantastic race from yourself. Sebring next week going to be a big challenge dealing with the slower traffic cars as well. How much more patience do you think there's going to need to be for Sebring? Because obviously it's a bit tighter at Sebring. You don't get quite as much fast-paced running there comparatively to Daytona. What do you think the approach needs to be now for not only yourself but the rest of the GTP class and even the LMP2s? When approaching some slower traffic at Sebring and needing to make your way through?
I think really, I know I keep mentioning this, but like you said, the patience is going to have to be at an all-time high, really. Because especially already with today, people were pretty much struggling with traffic a lot, not just myself, but everyone, GTPs, LMP2s especially. So I feel like the patience really has to be there. And also, you kind of have to mentally make marks out where you can and cannot overtake, and where you can take risks to go, say, around the outside at sunset, for example.
Well, might need to be that some of the faster cars, Jim. Maybe just do an AI race or two during the week leading up to it, just so you can learn where you can actually pass GT cars, or if you're in the prototype, where you can pass LMP2s as well. The P2s, maybe you just have to wait until the straight, or wait, until you're off exit of one of the corners and get them under brakes.
the whole thing in a nutshell really is, though, it's a learning process for everybody. A lot of these guys are driving GTPs for the first time in this size field. This is a huge field, so that's tough. And then you look at these GT3 drivers. I guarantee you there's a lot of these guys in this field that have not done a lot of big field endurance racing, and especially
they may have only ever done just GT Challenge in the officials, possibly, where you don't have to deal with the faster cars.
But even if they've done the occasional, 12 hours of this or 24 hours of that or whatever, it's a learning process in a GT3 car to learn how to not be in the way and to not jeopardize your race and their race, and so I think as the season progresses, I think we're going to see quite an improvement. But Adrian, you did a fantastic job tonight. Your pit strategy worked out well. The amount of time you spent in the pits really paid off well for you. So, you got anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go tonight?
Probably Aaron and Andrew. For sure, they had the pace. It was just unlucky traffic that really held them back from catching up. But those two really do deserve an honorable mention.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So Hamish, I finally convinced Carlos to come over and talk to us. He was trying to run from us. By the way, Carlos, I gave you props there in the middle of the race. This timing and scoring goofed up, and it had you marked as first place, and so I was shouting you out for first place and giving you all this love, and then it shifted you right back down to fifth place.
Man, if only I didn't have the great pace, but for some reason it goofed.
No, I mean, I wanted to pull you in, obviously, to thank you for the opportunity for us and from all these drivers. I'm sure that this people don't know. If people don't know about this league, man, you got 4 series running, or you got 3 series running right now that the grids are absolutely full on.
Correct.
Sports car fields that, I mean, you literally they're packed, and that just doesn't happen. And then I know you've got an IndyCar series, I think, that's coming to an end, or I'm not sure where it's at, but I know you've got that going as well, and you've got other things on the burner for the future. Man, people need to check this league out. This league's for real, and they're now we're doing some big things with the broadcasting and sponsors, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I wanted to thank you for that from me and Hamish and Motormouth, and also all the drivers. It's a lot of work. I can't even imagine the amount of work it takes to run a league with 3 series that are all full grids.
Correct. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and taking the time off during the week to come to Sunday series, Tuesday, Wednesday starts next week, and then the season opener for today.
Yeah, and we had good chat, guys chatting, cutting up in the chat during the race, which is a lot of fun for us too, because it gives us something to play around with. But also wanted to ask you just real quick for an explanation, not necessarily why it came out today or what happened, but so you've obviously decided to implement safety cars into the series. So kind of give us an idea of, like what's going to bring out a safety car and that type of stuff, so we can look forward to that for the season. And then maybe a little explanation as to maybe what happened today, just out of curiosity.
Oh, absolutely. So we have the yellow flag implemented. We mainly use it in GT3s. We brought it out last season for Thursdays for IMSA. Usually it gives the driver another chance to get back on the field and have a fighting chance. Of course, we always have a long day throughout work. We want to race with our friends, your rivals. It gives you another fighting chance to get back on the field and have fun. Mainly we look out for meatballs, so a car that's totaled or 2 drivers that crashed or more than 2 drivers. We mainly look for that, and the system automatically puts it into play. So we'll bring out the yellow flag.
Okay. And will there be a limit? Like if say we get somewhere that's a little heavy on incidents, will there be a
So Long Beach or Detroit is what you're asking.
exactly
Again.
like
Correct.
yeah that would probably be the
so
two for sure.
those for sure. We have some game plan in play for the remaining rounds, excluding the street tracks. We're implementing after 5 minutes up to 25 minutes. So you can't call a meatball in minute 40. It's between 5 and 25.
Okay.
For the Detroit, we're going to implement it from 0 to minute 20. So that gives you, kind of a leniency. Oh, I crashed, lap 1. I still have a fighting chance to get back into pit and keep going.
Okay. And it also, that makes sense. And so the chance of a teammate wrecking so that their teammate gets to catch the leader, that goes out the window because it ends at 25 minutes or 20 minutes depending on the circuit. So
correct.
Okay, cool. All right, man. Well, that's really what we wanted to know. Congratulations on your 5th place tonight. You got plenty of airtime, and there for a while you as far as I knew, you were leading the race. So
yeah, I struggled a little bit. Tires didn't get into 10 until like lap 5 or 6. I was struggling for a bit until
we saw several tire incidents between the GTP cars and also the GT3s. We saw the new tire model for the GT3 was giving them fits, since it's so brand new. People aren't really used to it yet. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting this year. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited just as you are.
All right, buddy. Well, we thank you for stopping in here after I'm sure you all hot and sweaty after that race, but we appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, that was the boss. So, well, anyway, man, let's. What's your last thoughts?
I think it was, solid racing. I think Sebring next week's going to be, an absolute barn burner. I think, the points the drivers made that we made as well. The patience is going to be a major factor of, having to deal with the traffic and stuff like that. And for the GT drivers who may have never had to deal with faster traffic before tonight, next week especially, you're going to have to just stick to your racing line and they will go around you. The GTPs and LMP2 should be patient. So just stick to your racing line. They'll make their way around you. Sebring is going to be, as I said, it's going to be a harder track for the fast traffic to get past you. Don't make it too hard for them. You don't necessarily have to pull over and let them go, but just don't block them as they're trying to come past because it's only going to affect your race and affect theirs as well. So it's going to be a big test for them for next week at Sebring. But I'm looking forward to it. Sebring is always turns it on. It's a tire killer of a circuit, of course. The different compounds that this circuit offers in terms of the surfacing at the track as well is what does it for tires, and that's what's going to make for the big test for these drivers as well. We know they have limited fuel, so we know they're going to need to do one stop as well. It's going to be an absolute cracker next week.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean,
so real quick before we sign off, I wanted to catch you before you started telling everybody thanks. We're implementing a new thing. Most of the time in most of these iRacing leagues, you don't find out the points leader until the next week, and because we're trying to implement a point system, and I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work or not because I had to wait till the end of the first race. So we're fixing to send one and find out if it's got the accurate points for week 1, and that'll be the first test for this system. So let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Worst case scenario, I'll get embarrassed.
Well, we have the GTP race results.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This was never mind. I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong button. I was on the wrong thing. I got too excited. And when it really popped up, I got real excited. Okay, so I have no idea what that is. So that's clearly
up there is the GTP standings.
Yeah, but that's
so obviously it's only scoring the top few drivers.
Well,
but
no, that's not the right people. None of those
No.
people are in this race. I know.
Well, no, some of them are. Some of them were.
Were they?
I saw Puebla on the list, but it's scored wrong. That's fine. We'll get it sorted. Yep. Yeah, we'll get it sorted. And there was LMP2.
So what happened there was I know what's going on. I think I can square that away. I think that it's pulled in some drivers from previous season. And we'll get that squared away. But anyway, so if we get that working, you're going to be able to know who the points leader is at the end of the race. We finished the race, I can update the points, and we'll know leaving the event who's the points leader and what the points situation is, and it'll give us something to look forward to all week till the next race. So that's something else we're trying to implement here.
Yeah, for sure. And one other thing we can implement as well, which I can talk you through post-show, is how we can actually show who the current championship leader is coming into the round each week on the timing tower as well. So then those who may have missed round one will know who's leading each class as well. So we'll have a discussion about that off air, and we'll get that implemented. Just so then, those who might not be watching for round one, if they watch for round two, they at least know the playing field of who is leading each class coming into that race as well. So.
Lots of cool things, lots of features here that you don't see elsewhere.
Exactly, and it's going to be exciting. We both love sports car racing. Daytona produced a great race for us. It wasn't that chaotic, which was good, because Daytona can either be very chaotic or not chaotic at all. And I think it had the right amount, the right mixture this week. So it was absolutely fantastic. Sebring, it's either going to be chaotic or it's not going to be chaotic, and we'll see if we get the chaotic card next week when we head out to Sebring International Raceway for round two.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be more chaotic than this.
I think so. I agree with you. I think the curb of death in Lamar Corner are probably going to claim a couple of drivers, but we'll see how they go. But no, big season coming your way over the next 10 weeks leading into the end of August. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. But we got to give a shout out to the series, of course, High Point Racing and all their series sponsors as well. To the stream sponsor of Digital Racing Engineer for coming on board for Motormouth Broadcasting as well. We also want to ask, if you're watching out there and you're joining us for the first time, or you've been here for a little while and you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing here on Motormouth Broadcasting. A multitude of racing happening for you. We're up and coming here. So much more to come your way here from Motormouth, especially if you want to hear more of Jim. If you want to hear more of me and you want to support me, you can come see me at Infinity Broadcasting as well. We get you some Australian racing. Jim gets you the American racing. You can get some international stuff in between us both, Jim. So it's absolutely fantastic.
That's right.
And I'm excited. This league's going to be absolutely epic. I'm excited for next week. We get some GT3 and GT4 action. Yeah, we also then get the IMSA action as well. So it's if you're a sports car fan, it's a great time to be around. But thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week for Sebring. I've been Hamish Brunner with Jim Cunningham alongside. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your effort being here with us once again. But until next time, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.